Hey everybody, John here with WikiGameGuides, and today I'm here to help you answer the question, should I play Hatred? Hatred is a brand new third-person shooter that has made a lot of headlines for being extremely violent and extremely graphic with its violence and having a lot of violence in the game simply for the sake of being violent. It's got an AO rating, so it will never be available on many different platforms, and currently I think it's only available on Steam for $20. It's also a very basic third-person shooter. Hatred's strengths lie in its extremely visceral execution animations. I repeatedly yelled, "Holy shit," and "Oh my god," at the visceral executions, and then became bored at the second and third and fourth and fifth time I saw the exact same execution. You perform these executions to regain health. And unfortunately, the camera angles on some of the executions kind of clip through the walls, and because of the black and white style of the game, are very difficult to see at times. But that black and white style with the amazing explosions actually looks great. I really like the style of this game. But unfortunately, after playing the first level of Hatred, I felt no real need to continue playing. It becomes very repetitive. And new weapons are found on each new level, and they add some new executions, but many of the executions felt very underwhelming and seemed unpolished and just didn't have the flair and pizzazz and the grit that some of the best ones have. And the story has no real hook to keep you interested in the main character either. There's no explanation for why he is such a crazy killer. And the gamepad aiming on the controls are not great, so I would recommend using a mouse and a keyboard as well. But the question of should I play Hatred is so much more than its basic game mechanics. Because Hatred is rated adults only in the US, this game will never be seen on a major console, on the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One or the Wii U. And, you know, that's not a violation of our First Amendment freedom of speech. It's those own platforms. It's the owners of those platforms' decision to not allow adults-only games on their systems. And Steam, you know, they should be applauded for allowing this game to be available, because they're, in a way, I mean, whether or not you agree with the content of this game, it's available to us in the US. And not every country has the freedom to say whatever we want without repercussions. And just today, a story came out that Hatred has been locked out of Australia, a first world country, on Steam, and you cannot get Hatred through Steam down under. But growing up in Colorado, I would consider myself pretty sensitive to the effects of what people may think are violent, the influence of violent video games. And I've been in extremely close proximity to two major shooting sprees, which is kind of crazy to think about. The Columbine High School massacre happened when I was in middle school, actually. And the James Holmes Batman movie theater shootings happened not too far from where I live and where I grew up, actually. So I want to know what you guys think. Does playing an extremely violent game like Hatred or Grand Theft Auto encourage violence in real life? And should a game like this be publicly available? I believe that repeatedly playing a game like this could very easily desensitize you to violence. And I don't think that any rational person would play Hatred or GTA and think that this is okay behavior. But not everybody in this world is sane and rational. And someone who would be influenced by a game like Hatred to perform violent actions could be easily influenced by any other form of violent media out of Hollywood or just the evening news. But to sum up, most importantly, Hatred is just not a great game and probably not worth your 20 bucks. If you're looking for some extremely gritty violence and some very visceral violence, I would recommend picking up Mortal Kombat X and just performing all those fatalities instead. I had the same kind of shock value from a lot of the insane violence in that I got out of Hatred. So anyway, thanks for watching this review of Hatred. If you're new to WikiGameGuides, please be sure to subscribe for more updates and opinions from me, and game on!
Casualties among this pathetic population. Finally, my journey has a target. But first, I'm gonna cleanse this place of these fucking worthless maggots.